The brain is the last great medical frontier. Over the past several decades, there's been a tremendous amount of work that's provided the basis for better understanding of how the brain works. With that knowledge, neural models have changed dramatically. One of the breakthroughs that has helped ATCC in particular develop models for the neurobiology community has been the fact that you can reprogram cells to make induced pluripotent stem cells. Through cell culture techniques, we start to move them along a differentiation path, and we will stop that differentiation at a neural progenitor cell. What a scientist can then do is further move them down the differentiation path, and you can get neurons, astrocytes, oligodendrocytes, glial cells, so that you can really start to mimic the various types of cells that are in the brain. How CRISPR's used in creating advanced models is to add function to cell lines. Anytime you use CRISPR, there's a number of challenges. Some of those challenges have been modifying protocols so that we can more easily transfect cells. We do a lot of characterization for the cells, make sure there's no off-target effects. We use flow sorting to isolate single cells so that we can do analysis on those single-cell clones to find the cell lines that have the best response to drugs so that they'll be very useful for researchers in drug screening applications. Tumors are not one cell type. Tumors are heterogeneous. That's one thing that the 3D models, the organoids, have over 2D models, which tend to be more homogeneous. You start with a tissue sample, and then you would dissociate that sample into cellular clumps or single cells. Then those cells would be put into an extracellular matrix that is meant to mimic the position that those cells would normally be in the body. For instance, glioblastoma is a very rapidly growing tumor type. It's often not identified until late stage. We really need better therapies for that. Any drug screening or any kinds of research that you do on the organoids may be able to translate much better to that patient population. There's still so much that isn't known about the brain, but we're hoping that the models that ATCC is creating and that are available to the scientific community will help aid those discoveries.